WitchClass Cycle 2, Class 2, Love Magic. I would just like you to refer, particularly if you just walked in the room, to what I have written on the board, which is a bit of a reinterpretation of something that's said in the Course in Miracles. Now, we're not going to talk too much about Course in Miracles tonight because it's not witchcraft by any stretch, but it does speak about universal and spiritual principle. Relationships provide lessons the gods would have us learn about self, lowercase s, and self, capital S. You really do appear to be two people spiritually. One is the lowercase s, the physical you. It's often called the ego, the illusion of the separate self. And it's not the healthiest part of who you are. In fact, it buys into fear like that. Because how many of you were raised in choosing love since infancy? No, go ahead, sweetheart. Put the fork in the electric socket. It's good that you learn.
My parents let me get burned.
But then there's self with a capital S, which is often called the higher self, or the true self, or the inner being, or the Buddha self, or the Christ self. It's got all these different names because all mystic traditions have a teaching that you are not who you appear to be in this world, that who you are is immortal and eternal and cannot be harmed, cannot be threatened. Lowercase s doesn't believe that at all, because you could touch a doorknob and get a deadly disease and croak. Or you could look the wrong way and step into traffic. And granted, those are physical. But now think about relationships. The lower s, lowercase s, wants things out of relationships. It wants to get. One brilliant teacher of the Course in Miracles, Kenneth Wapnick, calls it cannibalism. Because when you see someone and you're attracted to them, usually it's because you think they have something you don't, and you want to eat them. No entendre intended. Where the capital S knows beyond words that every relationship that you have is a relationship with self. Because at the core of who we all are, there's only one of us. There's only one spirit. It's the E that equals MC squared if you want to go on that level of it. So as witches, this material, these ideas are not usually brought into the conversation. But if you want love spells to work for you, which doesn't mean always getting exactly what you want, are we aware?
Oh, yeah.
Cast for a love relationship, in particular a romantic relationship. And as long as they behave according to the conditions that we want, we're happy. And they're wonderful. And the second they don't, love turns to hate like that. Is that love? That's not love. It's conditional love, false love, conditional. And you do it to yourself too. I love myself as long as I A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And I want you to get, because we're going to move on from this, but all of that is the mind talk of the lowercase s self. I don't call it the lower self, that's sort of a put down, but if you're going to talk higher, lower, real, true, or false, your false self. The dictate of the ego, this is a quote from the Course in Miracles, the dictate of the ego is seek, but do not find. So if you're looking outside of yourself for happiness, and it's based on certain conditions, how well does that work? You might get it for a day, a week, a month, maybe a year, maybe many years. But there's a reason why the wedding vows are written till death do us part. Someone's going to leave eventually. Where this S is permanent, but you're so disidentified with it that you don't know that if you, and here's the annoying cliche, all the love you need is inside of you.